Work-life balance. It's something that we all want. We want to do good work, we want to live a great life, and we want to be happy and healthy. But it's flawed because life and work are not separate events. They actually happen at the same time. When we're at work, we're still in life. We can't put life down one end of the seesaw and work down the other. To achieve the same goal, instead of work-life balance, I think we need to talk about work freedom. Instead of talking about work as something that diminishes us, how about we talk about work in a way that helps us flourish? This is what the 7 principles of work freedom are all about. It's a chance to design your work so that it helps you fulfill your life. We don't want to be lying on death's door thinking that we spent too much time at work. Instead, we want to look back on our life and know that we spent our life, our time on important things, and that includes the time we spent doing work. I'm Geoff McDonald, the Ideas Architect. I help business experts earn money from what they know from anywhere. And this 7 principles that I'm going to share today is one of our cornerstone pieces of content that we run through at Anywhere Experts. So the context of our 7 principles of work freedom are that they can apply to both jobs and you're running your own business. The only difference is that when you're in a job, you kind of don't have the same level of choice and control and autonomy that you do around some of these decisions as you might have running your own business. Work freedom number 1 is to earn enough money. Most of us go to work to earn money. It pays the bills, it provides for our families, and it helps us grow and sustain our business. But while we need enough money for those things, there becomes a point where we can spend too much time worrying about money at the cost of other things. That's why we also need to ask, what is enough money? Naturally, this will depend on what goals and aspirations you have for your life, plus it'll vary throughout your life. As a student, you're probably not that fussed about money, but when you've got a growing family, you probably are, and then in retirement, it might change again. Not earning enough money makes it hard to be happy because we simply don't have the flexibility and choices that we want to make in our lives. But at the other end of the spectrum, earning more money doesn't actually make you any happier. So where is the sweet spot for you? What is enough money? The 2 key questions to ask yourself focus on what do you gain from the work that you do? So it would be money, power, status, influence, ego. And second, what are the costs of earning that money? For instance, we have to spend time running our business. Plus the big one is the opportunity cost. When I'm working, it means I can't be doing something else at the same time, and that might include family time. Work freedom number 2 is to do meaningful work. There's an old story about 3 people on a building site, all working together. One is stacking bricks, one is building a wall, and the third one is building a cathedral. When we do work that is meaningful to us, we not only perform better, but we enjoy our work better as well. But this is not just about the work we do. It's what we bring to our work, our attitude, our way of being, our focus, our attention. Therefore, we need to do 2 things. We need to be careful about the work we choose to do, plus we need to pay attention to what we're bringing or contributing to that work. Ideally, we should be aiming for a state of flow, where we're totally engaged in our work such that we lose track of time. 2 questions you can ask yourself is my work important to me? And the second one is, are you experiencing flow in the work that you do? Work number 3 is to work your best way. A few years ago, a guy from Sydney headhunted me wanting to go up and work for his team. He'd loved the work that I did and he wanted me to employ me to do that same work for him. It all sounded pretty good until he let it slip that he actually wanted me to work in his office so he could keep an eye on me. That was a deal breaker for me. Freedom around your work is not just what you do, it's how you do it. It's not just about working in our strengths and tasks that we enjoy doing, but it's also having some sense of control and autonomy about how we go about it. We stick at our tasks for longer, and this means we're more likely to succeed. 2 questions to ask yourself about how you work are, do you have the freedom to choose how you work? And do you have the skills and the competence to achieve the goals that you set for yourself? Work freedom number 4 is to work with people you care about. For many people, the most enjoyable part of their work is the people they work with, their colleagues, their clients, their suppliers. And it's no surprise that around half of the people that leave jobs say the reason they're leaving is they didn't get along with their boss. The people we work with matters. And in a job, you might not have a lot of choice about the people you work with, but you most certainly do when you're running your own business. It follows that if you want to work with people you care about, there's 2 fundamental things you need to do. The first one is to be good at building relationships, and that might be as simple as knowing how to have good conversations with other people. The second is to identify the traits or the characteristics or the values of who you like working with. It might be the people that love football, it might be the people that have similar values around food or health. 2 questions you can ask yourself about this are, who do you want to work with? And what are the qualities of the people that you want to work with? Work freedom number 5 is to attract your ideal clients. And this follows on from the previous principle. As management guru Peter Drucker once said, the purpose of a business is to attract and serve customers. Effectively, without customers, you don't have a business. But it can be frustrating to spend all of your time chasing your next client, because ultimately there's only so many hours in a day. So if you're spending a lot of time chasing your next client or your next customer, then you have less time to do good work. On the flip side, if you can attract your clients and build a reputation for doing really great work with clients coming to you, you have more scope, time and energy and attention to do great work, not just good work. For business experts, this all comes down to who knows that you know. And that's really saying, who knows that you can help them in those ways? And I spoke about that in an earlier video. Share what you know about business success. 2 fairly straightforward questions for you to attract your ideal clients is firstly to sit down and identify what's ideal look like for you? What is an ideal client? And the second is, how can I attract them? Work freedom number 6 is to work in your ideal location. Traditionally, where we lived was tied to where we worked. If we were a farmer, we needed to be close to the fields. If we're a factory worker, we needed to be close to the machines. But today, with knowledge work, we can work wherever we are. Now we have laptops, mobile phones and the internet, which means we can effectively be talking to anybody on the planet at any time. Surprisingly, the 2 best ways to determine your ideal location are actually not about the location. The first is to decide who do you want to spend time with. Being around your family is probably going to be the biggest factor here. The second is your choice around leisure activities. If you can work from anywhere and you love skiing, well, why wouldn't you be close to the ski fields? Or snorkeling or surfing, wherever you want to be. 2 questions you could ask yourself around your ideal location are, who do you want to hang out with? And what do you want to do for leisure or play when you're not working? For more on this, I spoke about this in an earlier video, Lifestyle Design for Business Experts. Work freedom number 7 is to make a social impact. Most of us started our business so that we could earn enough money for ourselves and to support our family. Totally worthy goal. But what impact are you having beyond feeding your family? The obvious impact is the benefit you provide to your customer and clients. Plus, you have the income you provide to contractors, staff and suppliers. That helps them feed their families too. But there is a third level. What is the social impact of your business? This is not just about the feel-good factor of doing good for your community. It's also about the scale and level of influence you have within your community. And you might even include the legacy you leave behind when you've gone. When we only think about ourselves, our thinking goes so far. But when we start to include a bigger view of the world and include more people into our conversations of what we could create and what benefits, then the pie gets bigger for all of us. 2 questions you might ask yourself. What impact do you currently have on the community? And what impact could you have? Let's wrap up what we've covered. Work-life balance is based on a good intention, to be happy and well in our lives and at our work. But it is based on a flawed idea that they're separate things and they can be balanced. A better thing to focus on is work freedom, the things that give us a boost in our lives and our well-being from our work. The 7 principles of work freedom give you those choices to make around how to be fulfilled through your work, such that it gives you well-being and joy in the rest of your life as well. The 7 principles are: earn enough money, do meaningful work, work your best way, work with people you care about, attract your ideal clients, work in your ideal location, and have a social impact. The great opportunity here with these work freedom principles is that you get to choose your answers. There are no right answers here except for the ones that you choose. Set yourself free and choose the way you want to work and live. If you have any questions about this, feel free to add a comment below and I'll do my best to answer it. And if you want some coaching around this, head over to Anywhere Experts. That's it. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.